you big strong man. Uncle Sam needs your help again. He's got himself in a terrible jam. Way down yonder in Vietnam. So put down your books and pick up a gun. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun.
I'm Bill Short. In 1969, I was an infantry platoon sergeant fighting in South Vietnam. After 4 months of combat, I went on strike against the war with 2 of my fellow platoon members. I was court-martialed twice and sent to a military stockade in Vietnam. Little did I know at the time, I was part of a growing GI anti-war movement.
And I'm Willa Seidenberg. I was a high school student in the early 1970s demonstrating against the war. Until I met Bill, I had no idea so many soldiers opposed the war.
I got there in May, and by August I was very clearly against the war.
Because I felt that we were wasting American lives and Vietnamese lives pointlessly.
GIs in uniform took individual and collective acts of dissent against the war. And by 1971, an Army colonel declared that the U.S. military was on the brink of collapse.
I do believe passive resistance was probably a very significant factor in the inability of the military to continue its mission.
I went to the stockade, and it was all these black people, man, all these brothers, man. That blew my mind.
GIs refused to go to Vietnam, deserted from the military, organized GI anti-war coffee houses, and published some 300 underground newspapers.
We chose the name Rage. I mean, the content was pretty full of rage.
15 years after the war ended, we traveled the country interviewing and photographing 58 former GI resistors. These stories became an exhibition and a book called A Matter of Conscience, GI Resistance During the Vietnam War.
And in 2025, you can hear their voices in a podcast to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of the war.
I was in Vietnam the day that Martin Luther King was assassinated. It was maybe a week straight after that. You couldn't get a black soldier to go on patrol.
And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the pearly gates. Ain't no time to wonder why we were all gonna die.
The stories of these anti-war GIs bear witness to the difficult choices soldiers are forced to make in an unjust war.
I really had this overwhelming sense of injustice and immorality of what our country stood for.
The Presidio mutiny and sitting down and singing We Shall Overcome is like the high point in my life. In some ways it changed my life.
To donate to the podcast and for more information, visit amatterofconscience.com.